Hey, what is going on, everybody? We are almost to graduation. Let me tell you all about it. Whoa. We gotta stop there. This is season 2 now. We gotta change things up a little bit. Alright, all jokes aside, we are down to the wire of the last couple weeks of Folsa University, and then I will be graduated. This will be a long one, so for those of you guys that like to skip around, I will provide timestamps somewhere over here for you to just kind of bounce around through the topics. But for those of you guys that want to stay, go ahead and grab yourself a nice little drink. Come hang out with me, alright? Alright. This channel is brought to you by DistroKid. For those of you guys who want your music out there on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, you name it, go ahead and follow that link in the description. Get your music out there, and we want to hear it. So, we are down to the wire of the last couple weeks of Full Sail, if not the last week. And it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, emotionally, if you will. Last month, I feel like it kind of breezed through. So last month's class was game audio, and it was a really cool class just because we got to implement a lot of our music into video games, right? That was a really cool class. We were just putting our music into like little flash games type deal, stuff that could be played on a cell phone, which was really cool. And I appreciate the instructor's input on it towards the tail end of that class, providing us links with, getting in touch with, like places like EA Sports that are looking for audio engineers and sound designers to kind of, put their magic to, where the rubber meets the road. Sorry, it's a little late tonight. But anyways, yeah, I really appreciated that the fact that the instructor pretty much went out of his way outside of a lecture to, kind of, nudge us in the direction if game audio was going to be something that we wanted to pursue. You know what I mean? The only downside I really disliked about it was the fact that we just had a crash course of game audio, and we were really just scratching the surface on implementing our audio, our music into, something like Wise or Fmod, right? For my course, we did Wise, which is an audio program to import audio into video games, right? So anyways, yeah, we literally just scratched the surface, in my opinion, on implementing any type of game audio that, and to be honest with you, as much as I really appreciated the fact that the instructor went out of his way to kind of, show us a little bit what's out there, it just sucks because ain't no way in hell I feel confident enough in my abilities to pursue that at this current time. You know what I mean? It was literally within a month. It was just basics. And for me to go up against, the top dogs that have been doing this for, gosh, how long now? It's a little daunting, and I don't feel that little bit of a course really could set me up for the best success. I mean, it was a great eye-opener if that was an avenue that I wanted to, pursue, but at this current time, I can't put an application for that. I don't think any of us could put an application for something like that. If for those that do, I mean, hell, more power to you. You guys are more ballsy than I am, but it's one class. Like I really think, like, for my final review with everybody at Full Sail, like that class specifically, I would prefer it to be a multi-month type deal, similar to what we did with our music theory courses, right? Just because that's something that can be used. It's something that, you could have in your toolbox a little extra. Or here's a thought. As you get down to the wire of your last few classes, have it set up where you could branch out into a specific field. Like for those that want to be game audio artists, your final core classes will be geared towards that. Or for those that want to be like cinematic film scorers, your final few classes are geared towards that. And then obviously for the independent artists and those that want to actually just do what they want to be doing, by themselves, just keep the course that way. Hell, even for those that are getting ready to record artists, have those classes geared towards that. I really think Full Sail could do a little bit of a structure in that way, and I think that would be stellar. Don't get me wrong. I am not knocking anything that I picked up here at Full Sail whatsoever, but I think if they were to structure it that way, oh my goodness, it would be top tier, more so than it already is, right? Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Not saying that even if you went the cinematic route and started scoring for that, not saying that game audio and the independent scene is out of the window, but it would give students more of a perspective on what they want to do and extra little bit of honing in on what they want to do. You know what I mean? I know that got a little wordy, but yeah, I really think that something like that would do awesome. So switching gears now, we are in the final class, and classes, because there's multiple. We're in a Project Portfolio 7. Pretty much it's just another check the box class, unfortunately. We're pretty much got free reign to do whatever the hell we want as far as project wise. We're talking, again, cinematic film scoring, game audio, independent artists, recording artists, that fun jazz. You pretty much can pick whatever the hell that you want, and you pretty much just run it by the instructor, and the instructor gives you an okay or tells you to pick another topic, right? And then you're just off to the races, pretty much left alone. It's kind of weird compared to the other classes. And again, at this point in time, I understand, we've already been taught everything that we need to know up until this point, at least as far as what we need, right? So yeah, that's been kind of cool. Just it's been bittersweet, really. It's really and truly, I want to say it's been more of an emotional roller coaster. Just because I don't have any real plans after graduation yet, We'll get into that a little bit later. The other classes are pretty much another check the box class, out processing, if you will, with career development. Career development's pretty much getting you set up for all your alumni stuff. So getting you set up with your alumni portal, just to kind of, network and further network with other professionals. Getting you set up with Career Sync. I thought this was kind of cool. So Career Sync, for those that you guys don't know, sorry, I suck tonight for talking. Bear with me. For Career Sync, it's pretty much like Full Sail's job bulletin board, and it is only exclusive to Full Sail students / alumni. So Full Sail has a list of jobs that Full Sail pretty much has an in on, and they'll post whatever they have on there, and you can further hone in on it by degree field, right? Thought that was awesome. I did wish, it changes on a monthly basis, but I do wish that there was more opportunities, presented, pretty much evenly. I'm noticing a lot of game audio and a lot of cinematographers. Those type of jobs need to be filled within Full Sail's job bulletin board. Not a whole lot for music producers, unfortunately, or even audio engineers, unless you like to travel. If you're in a position after graduation to travel, hey, the world's your oyster on that end, because they got jobs galore for that. But I'm sure I fit in that same view that upon graduation, traveling's not really feasible. And On top of that, I got a family too I got to take care of, so it's a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I really wish there was more opportunities, and Full Sail kind of did better with their job vetting portions on that, just to kind of even out the playing field, giving opportunities for both those that can't really relocate far. And I know that's a lot to ask for, just because a lot of us online students we're spread across the nation, spread across the world. I know there's a few classmates that are overseas too, but yeah, that's asking a lot. But at the same time, I just wish there was more opportunities that were kind of level playing field, if you will. My instructor did, make a valid point too, that a lot of the music stuff is a lot more freelance versus, permanent employment. So you have to be searching for that next position or that next project, wherever that may be. And ultimately, that's going to come down to how stacked your portfolio is and how stacked your music catalog is for those music producers out there. And that's just what it's going to have to come down to. Along with that, so going back to the Project and Portfolio 7 class, there's a lot of check the box portions on there as you're composing your music, whatever that may be. And a lot of it's kind of redundant. Some of it's really good as far as getting you in the mindset to research other organizations that could help further broaden your personal network, right? But we were introduced to this topic within our first year at Full Sail as well. And again, they're probably just rechecking up on it. But I took advantage of all that. I got in touch with the CMAs. I'm a CMA member with the Country Music Association. I'm a member of the Nashville Songwriters Association. And I'm not saying that these are big accolades to have. I mean, they're cool to be a part of. They really are. But that's also part of the check the box portion. Another part of it was like setting up your own business. I'm already established as a business. Another one was getting set up with the distributor to start distributing your music. I've been doing that. I've been releasing music pretty regularly, at least since June. But other than that, I've been releasing music on most platforms within the first year of me being at Full Sail. What was another one? Pretty much setting up your all music and some type of streaming stats page. Well, I've got Musio.ai to track all my stats across all platforms. So that's already set up. And the big kicker is that you cannot for your assignment for that portion, you can't use something that you've already completed. And that dwindles me down by a lot. Because you have to have at least 3 check boxes filled of actionable steps. And you also have to send screenshots and or website links that will direct it, just kind of show proof that you've done it. Anything that's been done prior does not count. So I guess screw me for being, on top of my shit. But at the same time, it's like, come on now. Give me some leeway. You know what I mean? On top of that, I know a lot of these other students out there are already releasing their music via DistroKid, CD Baby, this, that, whatever. And, that's a checkbox that's, can't be checked, even though you're already doing it or they're already doing it. You know what I mean? Another one was like get registered with a PRO, which at this point in time, it doesn't really matter a whole lot for us independent artists and independent producers. I think it applies more for the sync licensing. But at the same time, we are already encouraged within our first year to get registered with the PRO, BMI or ASCAP, because we are in the States. CSAX member only, or invite only, sorry. But for us independent artists and independent producers, it was a way to further protect our music on top of a copyright, because it provided a timestamp. It was another avenue that, it was already registered somewhere else. And I took the liberty of doing that too. So we're getting graded on, stuff that, or we can't get graded on stuff that we've already completed. That is also part of that requirement, which really, really, really sucks. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So we are in the third week right now, and this week's pretty much just deliverables, sending in your completed mix of whatever project that you completed within Project Portfolio 7. By week 4, you have a board process that you have to sign up for in week 1. That board process is going to range from anywhere between 3 to 4 instructors, pretty much reviewing your music, and they're judging your music, if you will. Think of it like American Idol. They're judging your music in that same fashion. Does it really mean a whole lot at this point? Not really. What I am expecting to happen is they're going to give any type of like feedback or guidance, something like an attaboy, just to, and on top of like congratulating you on making it to the finish line, right? I don't foresee them, completely ripping you a new one once you get to week 4. But I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not there yet. So that's the lineup ahead. The other classes are graduation launch. So graduation launch is going to run you through all the necessary steps to help you out process Full Sail successfully. It's going to get you locked in with your graduation date, whether you're attending online or in person. It's going to get you locked in to order in your cap and gown. It's also going to give you some extra little tidbits on how to access your Full Sail alumni and get you set up with that if career development hasn't already helped you with that. And it's also going to help you pretty much just, collect information from all your instructors should you want to keep in touch with them after Full Sail. Because the biggest reason is once you graduate, obviously you lose the main class portal that you have, so on the class portal, you're able to see contact number and Full Sail's email attached to each one of those contacts. And obviously you lose privileges of that once you graduate. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. You can just go around and network with your instructors, and your instructors are professionals. They've already been doing this in some way, shape, or form. So it'd be nice just to have some sort of professional contact if you don't already have it, right? But yeah, I thought that was really cool. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Graduation launch isn't really ran by any instructor. It's self-guided. Go at your own pace. It goes more into student loans as well, if you have student loans. Obviously for me, because I'm using the GI Bill, I don't got to worry about it. I'm pretty much just in and out. And then it talks about your exit interview, again, if you have student loans. So yeah, there's that. Overall, there's just a lot of moving parts within this last month, and I don't like it. I understand we're at the finish line, but we got a class like Project in Portfolio 7. This is your last class to have your last hurrah with composing something great. And I don't like being pulled this way and the other to take care of XYZ tasks. I understand that there's a time frame that we have to hit, but at the same time, it just sucks. It definitely takes your attention away, and especially if you're working as an online student, that kind of sucks. Because you're bouncing back from again, bullshit like mandatory response posts in career development, which I will say those are bullshit. Don't force me to respond to somebody that I've never met before and I have no inkling to talk to after Full Sail, right? They might be the coolest person. I am not knocking their personality. I'm not knocking their character whatsoever. But at this point in the game, we're playing the game like the first 4 classes where it's mandatory response posts. I don't like that. Especially with people that are not affiliated with my degree program. You know what I mean? I hate the extra bullshit tasks. And that's what it's coming down to. It's just a lot of these extra bullshit check the boxes that you have to do on top of composing something. And that sucks. It really does suck, because I would love to have it where all my, like, again, with all my other project and portfolio classes that I've had, your time to compose, that was your time to compose. You didn't really have a whole lot of extra bullshit tacked on while you were doing your composing phase, if you will. Sure, you would have to like submit whatever you had, whether it be finished or not, just for, a checkup portion, just so the instructor understands that, hey, you are working on it and, you have something to submit. But at the same time, like right now at Project and Portfolio 7, the final portfolio class, we're being pulled every which direction. And God forbid if you're trying to communicate with, any type of HR representative at another potential job somewhere else, just to kind of secure something, before you graduate. That sucks, I don't have that problem right now, but it's just, I can only imagine for the other students that might be going to something like that. You know what I mean? And that it really does suck. But at the same time, it is bittersweet just because we are at the tail end of everything. And I understand it's closing out everything, making sure our transition from being a student to a professional goes pretty much seamless. Which again, it's bittersweet. It really is bittersweet. So, moving on to the next topic that I have. So, what comes after this? Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I really don't know. I appreciate you guys sticking around with this journey that I've embarked on, but I have no idea where my next move is. I've been blessed to be doing a little bit of sync licensing work for Universal. I've been blessed to be a part of the Country Music Association and the Nashville Songwriters Association and Recording Academy's Grammy U, but I have no solid direction on where I want to go. And I think that's kind of scary. Like my ideal plan was, like, before Christmas break was I was going to have something solid in place, a definitive direction of this is where I'm going upon graduation, and all it's going to take is a move. We're not even there yet, it's kind of scary. And I'm sure a lot of the other students are feeling that way. Literally, the feeling that I have right now is the same exact feeling that I had back when I graduated high school, not knowing what the hell happens next. You know what I mean? So it really is scary. And it's even scarier that I've invested $35,000 in just this corner alone to set myself up for success. And I'm just scared that it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm a pretty decent composer. I'm a decent engineer. I just don't know where that next move is going to be. New York's out of the question. Florida's out of the question. California's way the hell out of the question. So that limits me to Nashville. And at its current position, in our current point in time with my family, we don't know if we can even make a trip down to Nashville to, just be down there. Like, vacation-wise, we can do that all damn day. But going down there without anything solid is a whole different question. Right now, where we're at is it's real low cost of living. Even if we were to go down to Indiana over at Sweetwater, it's lower cost of living. It's a little bit higher than what we're paying right now. But if I were to make that full commitment and full jump down to Nashville, my original plan, I don't know if I can make that jump without something solid. You know what I mean? I really want to. And I think that'll be my best success if I made that jump. I just don't know how. You know, I don't know that next step. And I don't know what the next step for this whole Average Joe series is, but we're in season 2. I got to figure out something for you guys, right? But yeah, it's really daunting. It's an emotional roller coaster. And I just don't have a direction, guys. I really don't. That's what it's coming down to. I don't have a direction of where I want to go. I can do quite a bit of things. You can, we're talking anywhere from orchestral scoring to just doing regular, audio engineering tasks to actually recording, composing. I can do video games now, kind of, but I don't know. I just don't know where shit's going, man. So, but we'll find out, right? And I know I want you with me. I wouldn't start season 2 for nothing. So pretty much what we got going on as a fallback, if I can't get my ducks in a row, is Full Sail University has an in with Sweetwater down in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it's a sales position role to work down at my favorite music store, right? So as much as I would hate to go back into sales, it's a fallback, at least to get something going. Other avenue is Pershing Zone, the Army band that I was originally applying to within my first year at Full Sail. They're looking for somebody again. That one I kind of had to laugh a little bit because I submitted my application. It looked hot on paper. Didn't get the audition to fulfill a role for audio engineering for live sound. And I'm sitting here, a year and a half later, I'm like, dude, I would have been committed. I would have been committed. They provide the live sound training. They and I would be doing it with the biggest group of professionals this nation's ever had. And that would be cool. That would be an honor. Again, that would force me back in the Army. But at that point in time, it's not really necessarily the Army that I remember it. You know what I mean? It's coming into doing more of a, professional role for live sound. And that's everything I went to school for. It fills the gap. On top of, back receiving that guaranteed military pay again, be freaking awesome. But I just kind of had to chuckle a little bit because I would have stuck around. And I know whatever audio engineer that they chose, a year and a half ago, something must have happened for them to warrant another audio engineer. And I'm assuming that they just quit. So I would have stuck around. And that part sucks. I had the heart. I had more heart in it at that point in time. And I would have been hella committed. So, yeah. Kind of a little bit salty about that one, but at the same time, that might be an avenue to kind of check out again should Sweetwater not work out, right? Other than that, I really got nothing. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it works out, though. Hopefully it works out. Other than that, guys, yeah, we are a couple weeks away from graduating. I think that will be the final Average Joe video of this series before I retitle this whole series into something new in season 2, right? So, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you want season 2's name going to be. Kind of curious. And I'm kind of curious what the new content's going to be like. But other than that, we went into some dark places. I gave you guys some insight, but hey, I want to give you guys, my true thoughts. That was my whole point from starting Average Joe Video 1, was to give you the real world perspective of just an average Joe like me, taking you through a trip to Full Sail. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope I gave you a lot of insight. I really hope I gave you some good content out there. I really appreciate you guys sticking out through my trial and errors of, the first few videos of things kind of evolving and starting to come together. I know video and audio quality for the first few videos were really shoddy, but we're here now. And if you guys have stuck with me this far, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a part of my community. Take care now.